Welcome, our fellow lovers of love, and thank you for joining us on yet another excursion through the stream of consciousness down the river of tranquility to fill the lake of life with love.
And welcome, our fellow lovers of love. Thank you for joining us on this excursion through personalities. And don't we have some personality here?
Yes, we do.
Okay, maybe some of us think we have more personality than others, but hey, that's my problem, not yours. So it's been a long week around here. I don't know, getting the end of winter blues or whatever it is. Not enough sun, something. You know what I mean?
Well, I think spring has arrived. I mean, we've had some showers, but we've had some really lovely days. The flowers are out. It's just delightful.
I just think we need some more sun, or I've been locked away in a little building for too long. So anyway, it's been a week where it's kind of been just a struggle. I know, having energy, suppose.
Oh,
it's not a big, huge ordeal. I'm just saying, it's got the extended winter blues, man. I'm ready for summer. Give me some heat, I guess, and then I'll complain about it being hot.
Yeah.
Even though I don't complain much about it being hot, so because I'd rather be hot than cold. Speaking of hot and cold, which is another terrible segue, but I'm king of terrible segues, so I might as well just be them. We're talking personality types. And so what did you have? You spent some time this week, Lovey, researching personalities. So what did you find out?
Well, we fall into some certain categories, but nothing is. I've known the different types, but they're individuals. They don't completely fall into, but there's some generalities that can be said.
And I was reviewing this, and it seems like you can kind of evolve out of some personality traits. So are these fundamental personality traits, or are these personality traits you develop and over time and undevelop or grow out of? Because we all think of the classic type A personality. I don't think people can develop out of a type A personality. I think there's something inherent in that.
They can work on trying to reduce their stress level, but no.
No, I don't think, but what do they call it? A type D personality? I think there's a lot of that can be probably worked on, right? At least to a point. I don't know. Maybe not. And maybe I'm just, I don't know, because I sit in about 3 of those. So I'm a what is it? What do you when you put a B, C, and D category together? What do you get? Is that X or no?
Well, there is more detailed IGNF or something like that.
Yeah,
but I wasn't going to go into that much detail.
Yeah, I took those once, and I bounced between a couple different ones. I'm borderline on a couple of those. INTJ and something else or something. I forget. I'm not good at those. I lose my acronyms. So I get lost in the acronyms and I forget which ones I was. And I take it again and it ends up being slightly different than the last time because I'm a different person now or something, or a different mood or some such foolishness. Because of course it is. That's how it works with me. Why would anything be simple with me? Why can't I just be a simple stereotype? Why?
You wouldn't be happy.
Well, no, not me. But if I was a simple stereotype, then would I know to be any different? That's the question. You're just happy as you are, being Mr. Average. I don't know. If you're Mr. Average out there, contact us at the Late Night Love at love@latenightLove.us and let us know what it's like to be Mr. Average. I don't know. I have no clue. I've been on the outside looking in my entire life. How the heck do I know what it feels like to be the average person? I have no clue. Perspective I don't have. Someone's looking for their cat outside. All right, so what's next?
Well, we're going to talk about type A personality.
All right, this is the one we're all kind of familiar with, right? We all kind of...
You're on the wrong one.
What do you mean?
We're going to do a review. The first one.
Well...
You want to just go into dealing with type A's?
No, I just apparently it didn't open when I opened it earlier. Go ahead.
Okay, understanding personalities types. There you go, right there. You were just on it. There you are.
Yeah, but we just did that one.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
That's the first one we covered. That's the first one. We've already done that.
Oh, okay.
We went and reviewed the 4 personality types.
Okay.
That's what that one is. Understanding personalities, A, B, C, and D types. And you put anyway, sorry. And we've got how to deal with the four types. It was a review of all 4 and then how to deal with 4. I didn't put the show together, Miss Love You Dear over there.
Okay, but we didn't review it.
We just talked about all 4 types.
No, we didn't.
All right, we're going to review the tape at the end of the show, and we're going to show that we did review all 4 types. We just spoke and talked about them, right? All right, well, let's go ahead and do it again. Why not?
Well, I just closed out of it. Hold on.
Yeah, we're all on top of it today, people.
Well, I was ready to move on.
Oh, no, you weren't.
Okay. The behavior pattern of a type A personality type shows characteristics such as competitive achievement, ambitiousness, and a strong sense of time urgency, impatience, hostility, and aggressiveness. Oh my gosh. Hostility and aggressiveness? I don't really know about that.
Well, I don't know if I'd call it hostile, but you could say aggressive would be. You could be fairly aggressive.
They're definitely forward-moving people.
Yeah. So aggressive, I could, hostile, I don't know. If you're a type D personality, you could view it as hostile. So depending upon where you're sitting, which corner you're sitting on, I could see it. I personally wouldn't call it, hostile, but I could see where someone could. All right.
Okay, they got to watch out for the stress diseases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The high blood pressures, hypertension, diabetes, stress eating, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, type B personalities are easygoing, lazy, I don't know about lazy, persuasive, and those type of people have a stronger relationship with other people. They're more likely to be relaxed and forgiving in a conflict context.
Yeah.
When they experience stress, they don't cope with it alone.
Okay. That's a wide-ranging personality type. Okay. So what about this next one, type C?
Type C are similar to type A. The big difference in type C being perfectionism in type A. Type C behavior pattern shows some characteristics, some to be detailed, analytical, calm, dependable, complying to rules, mostly focused on pleasing other people, and incapable of expressing their own feelings. Incapable?
Okay, incapable. Maybe they should change that to find it difficult. But does that say tools? Someone has a typo in their thing. Anyway.
Yeah, they have a typo.
All right.
It says tools.
The most commonly spelled way to spell tools, TULES. you will. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Okay, apparently
Squirrel.
type D is a distressed personality. It includes two basic traits: negative affectivity and social inhibition. Negative affectivity is a tendency to experience negative emotions across time and situations, which need to neuroticism concepts: anxious, insecure, depressed, self-pity, and emotional versus calm, self-confident, cool, and self-satisfied. Well, social inhibition is an expression of emotions and behaviors and interactions which is related to introversion, reserved, shy, and quiet.
Yeah, and so the one that's obvious is the type A, right? Which is everybody's the ambitious, industrious. They not just plan, but they can act on it, right? And they've got this weird self-discipline that most others can't understand. So that's kind of what the type A is.
Type B are pretty laid back.
They like the close relationships. They're not the high stress environment people. Those are the people who work in nonprofits and thrive in lower stress environments. And then, their types, they go on to talk about how the various traits can lead to various health outcomes. Like some of them lead to higher risk of cancer, while others are more hypertension and heart disease. And so that's a good way to manage your personality type. If you're of type A, you have to go take yoga or something.
Learn to meditate and balance.
Something to counterbalance. And if you're one of the other types, make sure you eat healthier and watch yourself so you don't carry that negativity around with you so much. You do burn it off before it becomes cancerous, quite literally, apparently. So I don't know, apparently being negative your whole life leads to cancer. Who would know?
Well,
Higher risk of it, apparently. That's what it said.
I guess so.
Hey, man.
I've known some mean little old ladies just refuse to die.
Yeah, well,
bitter and angry.
There's an exception to every rule, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're talking about how to deal with them, right? And how to deal with the type A, because this is the one that's largely, the type A and type D are probably the most annoying to deal with, I would suspect. Who wants a negative Nelly in your life? Even negative Nellies don't want negative Nellies in their life. So it's just, it just becomes a big blah.
I can't imagine. Some days I get so irritable, I irritate myself. Being like that all the time. Oh my God.
Yeah. So the type A personality is the one we all kind of think of, and we'll cover that one quickly first.
Okay, dealing with a type A spouse. Do not compete. Because if you compete, it can lead to a toxic mix of inadequacy, jealousy, and resentment.
Well, and you don't want to compete in a relationship to begin with, right? It's fundamentally destructive to a relationship, so just don't do it. Okay.
Be patient and don't take things personally. Type A personalities are often perfectionists and can be critical of others, including spouses, when they perceive a failure.
Yeah, that goes back to kind of the old thing. How would you like you want someone to be forgiving of your personality quirks, we shall call them, right? We all do. I do, you do. It's a human thing. We all want to be forgiven for our personality quirks, but you should put yours in check.
I know, right?
So, yeah. So try and be a little understanding, and it works both ways in the long run, I think, is what we all learn.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Set limits. Be ready to stand up for yourself. Be clear that you have boundaries and set them and uphold limits on your partner's behavior.
Yeah, knowing that's probably better for a type C, but yeah, they have to know what your limits are, otherwise they'll push, because that's what type A's do. They push. It's not even their fault. It's just what they do.
You have to be willing to communicate and be willing to compromise.
Yeah. Communication, but it also has to be a two-way street. You have to make sure that they are willing to genuinely communicate and not try to put a sales job, right? And that can be hard for them. But again, it goes back to setting your boundaries. You have to be genuine communication. And with type A's, you may actually do a bit more negotiation. Put that as stuff that feels more like a business transaction, right? Just their personality. You may get farther in a short period of time. They understand that. So at first, you may have to kind of do that. Just don't try to win. Just try to,
Find a compromise.
a genuine compromise. Genuine compromise.
Genuine compromise, yes.
Working with a controlling boss, accept the positives. You try to accept the positives of that relationship, because there are, you ride their coattails. There's never a better person to attach onto than someone who's career driven. You kind of become a helper to them, and they will bring you with them. You can go to a lot of places by being very useful to a high powered type A personality. If you can put up with what they're dealing with, and if you use some negotiation strategies, you can work it out. Because they actually need someone who can smooth feathers that they've ruffled. So whether it's an executive assistant or just someone who knows the shop floor. Yeah.
I was an executive assistant, and yes, I had to smooth ruffles feathers.
Yeah. So, but there's some benefits to that, right? If they're genuinely,
Wish I had a dime for every time I said, I'm sorry.
if they're genuinely competent, then you can, and they find value in you, they will take you with you, because you don't like to teach someone new. Okay. Don't waste time. They don't like to have their time wasted. Time is the biggest things of type A's, right? These are the people who gnats ass their calendars. And so be respectful of that time, and it'll get your interactions done with faster, which is one of your main goals, to get in, get out, and it helps you, helps them. It's a win-win. Okay.
Give and take criticism very carefully.
I don't like some of these things, because deep down they're insecure. No, they're just the way they are. Right? Some of them are insecure, yes, but most of them are just the way they are. They're not insecure. They're just that way. And labeling them as insecure is essentially turning them into a victim of themselves, and that's not right. They're just the way they are. And so, but still, take and give criticism carefully, because you would like it taken and given to you carefully. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, the golden rule works in all places and situations. Exactly how you apply it is different, but the fundamentals are always there. Okay. What we got next? Set boundaries again. Yes, because they will take advantage of you, because they think you've agreed to the negotiation. They don't think they're taking advantage. They think you've agreed to it, because you haven't told them you'd not. So they will take advantage. That sense that they will take advantage of you if you let them is kind of true, but they don't think they're taking advantage of you. They think you've already agreed to the terms and they're just going to push until you say, hey, we didn't agree to this. Right? That's kind of what you have to get to on that one. Okay. Do we want to go to managing the perfect child? Because we're going to take forever on.
No.
All right. But in a sense, you just apply these same things to it's the same basic principles, right? Just be kind and compassionate. How to deal with type Bs, or do we want to go to Ds?
Let's go to D.
I think type Ds. All right. So we're going to go to how to type D. And that's not going to close for me. All right. How do you deal with the type D personality? And it's how to deal with their pessimism. And that's truth, right? Because having to deal with constant pessimism is draining. So it's, you want to be kind, but at the same time, you want to take care of yourself. And so the very first suggestion is, understand what it's like to be a type D. Empathy.
Empathy, yes.
Basic, pure old empathy. And understand that on some level, either through trauma or through nature, they've got just this negative thought process imposed on them. No one wants to be negative all the time. It's been imposed either by nature, their nature. Some percentage of us are going to find lines somewhere on the scale of human, the natural human baseline of personality types. It's just the way nature works. But, the other way you can get there is through trauma and experience, nature plus nurture.
Yes. Some people are naturally just pessimistic.
Yeah.
They have to fight against it.
Yeah. And there's nothing anybody can, sometimes it's just the way it is. And so, all right.
You have to convince them to communicate openly.
Yeah, which means you're going to have to get them to trust you, which is difficult. But, this is one of these things. That way they can get past. But once they feel safe, they can get past the negative nanny stuff and actually talk to you about their real life. So often get talked into things you don't want to. So don't take advantage of them. You don't help them understand that you've created a boundary for them. And they'll start to learn to to set boundaries other places. It's not your job to hold their hand through life, but you can show them what it looks like. You can. So, sorry, sweetie, you don't need to tell me that. Just be kind. Let them know that there's boundaries that they're not always crossed. And once they're used to setting them with you, once they understand where they are with you, they can transferable skill to other people. So, and the next one is expose them that everybody has troubles in their lives. I don't like the way this was phrased. And show them everyone has a bad life. Everybody doesn't have a bad life. Everybody doesn't have a bad life. That's a terrible way. Everybody has troubles in life. Yes.
We all have problems. Yes.
Yeah. But
my mother used to say, nobody gets out of this.
No, even the luckiest person alive eventually will end up dead.
Well, she meant nobody gets out of this without something.
Yeah, I know, but even the luckiest person alive will eventually end up dead, right? Nobody gets out of this. Even the luckiest person alive knows somebody who suffered tragedy, knows somebody had to cry at somebody's funeral, had to, clean up blood from an overly stubbed toe. Who never knows what it is? All the, all the various foibles that are kind of day-to-day foibles that a negative person it becomes this big, huge, dramatic, Miss Doom Brain. You know well about that.
Oh, God, I have to fight against my doom brain. Something happens, and my brain goes, boom, worst case scenario ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have to talk myself down from there.
Then you can't find your pencil, Lubby. It's okay. We'll find you another one.
It's lost. It's gone. It was my favorite pencil. And now I don't. It's tragic. I don't have another one.
I'm never gonna draw again. The whole 9 yards. And it was, okay. We find the pencil. There you go. Yay! And we move on. It's just it is what it is. But that's it. You don't have to make it a big deal for them. You just let it be. It's fine to let it be. Don't ask them to take it easy. Good Lord.
Ask them to take it easy. That's rude.
What did I do earlier? You had an issue. We were doing something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to go that to details. We were doing something.
Okay, we were doing something
that had kind of got her worked up, and so I'm being Mr. Funny Man because apparently I'm Mr. Funny Man today, and I go, "Oh, what was it exactly that I said?"
No, stop it.
Yeah, like that was gonna help. It's like the worst. And then I go, yeah, like that's gonna help. You want to see the worst thing to say whenever you do that kind of thing? Yeah. Tell someone who's kind of in the middle of a panic attack, "Oh, just calm down." Yeah, yeah, that's gonna help. But of course, the odd thing is, you didn't pick it up until 10 minutes later. 10 minutes later, she goes, "Hey."
That was rude.
Yeah, but it was funny 10 minutes later.
It was funny 10 minutes later. I was in a lather. I couldn't process anything.
Yeah, now number 8 is not actually bad. Slowly bring them into the lather, out into the limelight. Right? Once you've gained trust, and genuine trust, not superficial trust, genuine trust, then they will do amazing things because they trust you. You may not trust themselves, but they trust you.
You tell them you could do this.
And let it go at their pace. Takes them as long as it takes them. It's fine. As they feel safe, they'll go. I mean, just think, you used to not even want to come on the thing, and now you're on camera and the whole 9 yards. It was a long journey.
Yes, it was.
So, from Doom Brain to talking about Doom Brain. See, so there you go. Don't let their negativity frustrate you. Okay, try not to let their negativity frustrate you. I don't like the way these things are phrased. What do they call it? The pleasant personality? They need to rephrase this stuff. It can get wearing, but take care of yourself. It's okay. It's also realize it's okay to occasionally get frustrated and try to be Mr. Funny Man and drop off. Good Lord, calm down so I can finish this. Right? Which is really, it's me trying to be funny when really what it was is, I just need to finish this. Can I get a second? And, which is what I probably should have said rather than being Mr. Funny Man.
Well, humor is your go-to.
Yeah, I know, but it's not always the proper go-to. But I was, I'm human. I've had it's been a long week, like I said. So it's, and I like remind them to live in the moment, help them live in the moment.
Help them.
Yeah, and then once
it's not your job to remind them.
No, but once they start, they'll do it on their own. But if they need your assistance, be there for them. If they need you to buy them a new jacket so they can walk in the mornings, then you buy them one. Even if it's, even if you have to tell them, hey, you have to pick a different one because that one's on a slow boat from China. It's not going to get here for like 3 months. So you pick one that'll actually show up. I'm happy to buy you one. Gonna have to pick a different one.
And I love it. Thank you.
So that's kind of, and what is it? Do any of these you want to go through before we go on? Because it's just about time to move on.
Well, you can help them focus on healthy habits,
You know,
help them set goals, and make sure you check in with them.
yeah, you're very good at that. Checking in with your friends who have negative, the negative thought process. You're quite good at that.
Yeah. I have one friend that is not doing well.
Yeah, but you do.
And we communicate during the day. And just having someone to talk to makes a difference.
Yeah, no, you are.
And she's always there for me.
No, you're very good about that. And I do see that, by the way. Okay. What are we going to do, Ron? Want to go on to relationships?
Yes, let's do a relationships questions.
I have to start adding sound effects for these things or something. All right.
Okay.
This has been a weird show for me.
It's
been a strange week. Okay.
Yes, it's very strange. Female 31, husband, male 33, does those long monologues and I can't always listen. How do I get him to be more engaging? Dude, he likes to hear himself talk, okay?
Yeah, just don't.
Walk out.
Yeah, you don't have to. No, I don't necessarily say walk out.
I would.
Encourage him to start a podcast. That way he gets his long monologues out somewhere else. That would be my suggestion. Because what's not engaging to you is clearly important to him. He wants to express it. So help him express it.
You're much more caring than I am and gentle.
Well, encourage him to start a podcast. It doesn't matter if it's successful. That way it lets him get out and get it out, and you don't have to listen to it. It's completely selfish. Y'all talk about being gentle. No, it's not. It's getting him to speak somewhere else. That's the goal, because you're engaging. You're not going to be whatever he's interested in. It's probably politics. Otherwise, you'd be interested in it, or sports, and have fun and just go off and do it, or model trains or something. Who knows? But it's the subject she's not interested in. His delivery isn't gonna change, but he's gonna be interested in what he's interested in. So encourage him to express it in a different direction.
That's a great idea.
Okay.
Female 27 was a sugar baby in college. Should I tell my now boyfriend, male 27, 7 years later? Well, if it comes up.
No. Do you have to? No. Should you? I don't know if it's relevant.
I mean, it sounds like you want to make the confession.
Now that's a different thing. Is it for you or is it for him? Does he care? You'll know. Or are you trying to test the relationship, see how, or are you just want to get this off? These are the things you don't think about when you're 20 years old and paying your way through college. At some point, you have to decide how you're going to deal with this. And I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, because at some point it's nobody's business. So it's just a relationship you had through college. You didn't have to go any farther than that. It's nobody's business how the details of a relationship.
That's very true.
So it really depends on you and how you think how you want to deal with it, but make the decision and make sure you're comfortable with that decision. You'll know if you're comfortable with it. Sit with yourself for a little while and see how it goes. There's no I can't give a direct piece of advice other than you have to, because she's the one who has to look at herself in the mirror. So that's the answer you have to give, is the one that you can look at yourself in the mirror. Can you be comfortable with the answer you give? That's the question. Whichever one it is. I'm perfectly comfortable with whatever answer she gives. It's a relationship in college, and the details are nobody's business. It's a perfectly acceptable answer.
Yeah.
And I'd feel more comfortable having fully expressing the details of that relationship, because I think this is a long-term relationship and we should be completely honest. That's a perfectly acceptable answer. I understand both ways. I don't have a problem with either one.
Yeah, the final decision is hers, of course.
Yeah, what she can live with.
Yes.
Okay.
I, 34 male, want to help my wife, 28 female, see how beautiful she is. She has had 3 children and thinks she is no longer desirable. How do I get her to see how desirable I find her? Oh, my dear. Tell her every day.
Yeah, there's no single thing you can do. And that's the problem men have, is they want to do this thing. They want to fix it. And you really can't fix it, because this is something that's internal for her. You can reinforce that you find her desirable, and you can even more desirable, right? Because often women become more desirable right around that age anyway. But still, she's gonna believe whatever she sees from her own perspective in the mirror, and that's not going to change.
We have fascination with youth culture in this.
It's not fascinating. This has been back since the dawn of time. There's nothing new under the sun. Ancient Greeks, ancient Egypt, it's the same thing. We're all fascinated with youth culture because we all want to be young again, because our bodies change and break, and and we all want to be. Why? Because while you're smarter at 30 and 40 and 50, your body doesn't want to do what it used to. You want both at the same time. You just don't get it, and it's not fair. Youth is wasted on the young, right? And wisdom is wasted on the old. It's dumb, but it's the way it's the way life works. Just continue to reinforce with her that you love her. Buy her flowers and a card little more often. Just
make her dinner.
Just do the little things.
Do the little things. Watch the kids. Let her take a nap.
Well, give her a kiss on the forehead. Pinch her butt. Do the little things that you do that make her feel desirable. You know what those are. Just you're not going to fix it overnight.
Yeah, this is kind of a long-term project.
Yeah, and it's not even your project. You just want to create the conditions where she can start viewing herself in the mirror differently, and she will. It's after 3 kids, it's not an uncommon thing, right? Your body looks different.
Yeah.
So, and she's just missing her old body, but the new bodies probably can be better. So sometimes women are too skinny until after their couple kids. Put some meat on them. Just saying. It's not unheard of. Okay. I'm going to get myself in trouble, so let's move on.
Do I? Oh, I know how you are. I pay attention.
Not with you, with anybody who might listen.
All right. Do I, 21 female, leave my 19 male husband because he's pressuring me to have sex with him? I just had a baby a month ago. Yeah, you need to get him to the doctor and have the doctor explain to him that you need, a minimum of 6 weeks. That's a minimum.
Yeah, and let's say it's a bit of an extreme reaction, even but for ignorance. So my guess is there's something else, and that's kind of a. I guess these things. I always read these things between the lines. There's something between the lines there. A basic lack of respect. She wouldn't. The question would be: it's my husband's driving me crazy, pressure me for sex. What do I do? Not do I leave him? She jumped to do I leave him? So there's already the thought process was already there. That's what I'm thinking. Because of course he's 19, she's 21. He's less mature than she is. How mature could she be? I wasn't at 21. I had 2 kids at 21. But so I don't know. Do you leave them? That's a big ask. And pressuring a 19-year-old man who's pressuring his wife for sex is not likely going to go to the doctor. How much just if you wanted him to point him to a YouTube video, find a good one, go search it out and point it out and see if education works. Because it's not going to get him to the doctor, but you might get him to watch a YouTube video. It's a better chance. But my guess is he's probably lacks fundamental respect and there's issues with the marriage. He's going to have to grow up mighty quickly. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just not a good feeling about that one.
no, there's something else there.
Yeah. Okay, parenting. Help with stripping toddler. He's 3 and takes off his clothes anywhere he feels like it. How do we get him to understand it's not appropriate in public?
Well, he's 3. He's not going to understand. You just grab him, keep putting his clothes back on, and eventually he'll grow out of it. I mean, you can tell him as you're putting a thing, you can't run around naked in the public. You just tell him that repeatedly, and he'll eventually stop. But it's because he grew out of it, not because he fundamentally understood you can't run around naked in public. He just grows out of it. Then you can really just do what you're doing. You'll be fine.
Just put the clothes back on. He grows out of it.
Every 3-year-old has run around in public stripping naked. So
each of my grandchildren went through that. It's just so did my girls.
It's just what they do.
My middle daughter was notorious. She'd jump up on the coffee table and dance around.
It's just they all go through that phase. Some of us lard longer than others, but it's just a phase. Just catch them and put them back in clothes. And tell them to, don't make too big of a deal out of it, other than because then it becomes a deal. But all right.
Okay. X just texted me. She has someone, and we'll introduce them to our kids next week. How soon is too soon?
Well, one, you don't know how long she's met this person. She's not going to tell you on your first date. So, this may have been going on, and quite frankly, you have to trust her judgment because you don't have any other choice. Just like she would have to trust yours because she has no other choice. That's how these things go. Suck it up, man. You'll be all right. These are just those things you have to deal with. The sooner you accept that you have to deal with them, the better off everybody's going to be. Take a deep breath. Go shoot some bots in a video game or something, whatever you do to de-stress, and do the right thing for your children. Which is nothing, because there's nothing to do.
There's nothing to do.
Okay.
Does anyone have a clean house with kids? If so, how? No.
Well, you can if you have a nanny or a maid, and how you define clean at any one particular time. I mean, can you take a snapshot of a house with kids where everything's clean and put away? Yeah. Can it be like that throughout the whole day? No. It can be real clean at, various points throughout the day. Yeah, that's possible. Can it be that way entirely? No, not unless you have, a very strange house with really strict, goofy rules. It's probably not conducive to raising psychologically stable children. But then again, some children are highly compliant, type A personalities are perfectly happy to put all their stuff away right after they're done with it. If you have those, I suppose you're lucky. My guess is you don't have more than one, but but yeah, it happens. It happens just enough to prove the rule, just enough to make the rest of us look bad.
No,
Yeah.
I remember when I had little ones, doing a tidy of the house a couple times a day, picking up toys, food that's left out, and
Yeah.
juice boxes and clothes and everything.
That's why stay-at-home parenting is a full-time job.
Yes.
It happened more often when you had one parent at home all the time. Let me put it that way. When you've got two parents working, and something has to go on the wayside, right? And okay, so what else we got?
New to glasses on 6-year-old. He hates them. How do we get him to wear them?
Good luck.
He's 6, man.
Oh God, yeah, he's just gonna hate them. You're just gonna have to reinforce that he needs to wear them to see. Understand that he hates them. He's at 6. You can contemplate that. You understand you hate wearing them. You understand you don't like them, but you got to see. You have to be able to see. And if there's compromises to be made, then make them. Hey, look, okay, you wear them in class, but you can take them off at recess, right? You can take them off when you're watching TV or something. Give him some breaks, and he'll eventually start wearing into them. But you just have to continue to reinforce them that he's got to be able to see.
It's important.
And
I was 7, but I was ready. I loved the effect. I loved that I could see things far away. That was a revelation. I had no idea there was all those things out there everybody could see.
Yeah, all of a sudden, oh wow, yeah. At 6, it's hard to know. It's just try, just reinforce that he needs to see, and make some compromises, especially early on, just to get him to wear them more often. Work him into it. Don't expect him to wear it all day. Start an hour at a time. Start 20 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. I'll give you a cookie if you wear them for an hour. Hey, if it works, it works. He'll eventually get used to them. He won't like them, but he'll eventually get used to them. Okay. What do we got?
We have some work questions.
Oh, yay.
How to quit without being rude. I'm 17 and have no clue.
You don't have to be rude. You just say, I've no longer, I've got other opportunities. I'm leaving.
My final date will be such and such, and
you don't have to give an explanation. Say, here, I need to resign. You can do it in a formal letter, so you don't have to do it. Have Bing Chat or something write it up for you. So you don't have to do it yourself now.
Yeah, hand in a letter.
Yeah, just do it in a letter. And if you have to do it in person, you don't make it about you. Make it about you and move on.
Yeah.
Just, that's all it is. So it's me. It's too far. The shift's wrong for me. Whatever. And if there's some truth to it, it's even better. The shift's wrong. It's too far. I'm school's up and I'm gonna enjoy my summer. That's a perfectly before I go to college. It's a perfectly reasonable answer, right? Or if I want to focus my last 3 months on school, whatever it is, if those are the reasons, then go ahead and give it. But if it's because I just hate working here, just say I need to move on. There's no reason to burn bridges. It's a just move on and go about your life. Okay, what do you think?
Okay, how do you manage a people-pleasing boss?
Oh, you don't.
Not your job.
No, you don't manage your boss. You manage your relationship with your boss. And if he's a people-pleasing boss, that's an easy thing to manage. Now, if he's so people-pleasing that it's making your job difficult, you can explain to him why your job is being difficult. You go, hey, look, I know you like to be nice to the clients or the coworkers, but it's causing me this problem. And can we work on solving that? I'm having this problem. Don't bring up that he's people pleasing as a problem. Explain that you're having a particular problem. And he's a people pleaser. So guess what? Sunshine.
He's gonna want to help you.
Yeah, so it could bring it to a problem that you need help with. And guess what? He's gonna try to help you. So use it for you, but don't take advantage of him because he will know. He's not dumb. He knows. Don't assume he's stupid because he's a people pleaser. He knows exactly what he's doing. Okay.
A verbal warning for being sick. I missed one day after working a month.
Well, depending upon the environment and the blah 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 blah, it's not out the unusual. You really should try to avoid missing days of work in your first month. Try to, sometimes you can't help it, but they may not have believed you're, actually sick. Just saying you call out on a Friday, take a 3-day weekend, and you were telling everybody you were going to do it. You may want to wait for 6 months before you pull that kind of thing. Just saying. So it really depends. If you're genuinely sick, then it's kind of a dick move to give you a verbal warning. But maybe it's a sign that it's not a greatest place to work. Or maybe the problem is in the mirror. So it's hard for us to know on exactly that message. So my guess is if there's a little bit of both sides here. Someone wasn't actually sick that day. I guess. Little blue flu type thing. Okay. I don't mind those. It's just understand that you're going to happen, right? If someone doesn't believe you, they're going to say, hey, hello, I'm not stupid. That's exactly what that verbal warning was. I'm not stupid. Okay.
Is artificial intelligence a secondary or complementary tool? Should we promote its use at work?
It depends on what the work is and how it's used. And as long as you're not pretending that it's being used for something else. I use it at work to help, do some quick superficial writing. I wouldn't use it for any deep writing because it would be wrong. But for superficial writing, so you can blast through stuff quickly, sure. To help analyze something or help to do searches, you're just helping your job, making you more efficient at your job. Why wouldn't you? The thing about artificial intelligence is you have to check it. You can't just blindly trust it. It has, at best, it has access to the web and checks it by the web, but we all know how, go to Wikipedia and see how many errors are on that, right? So it's easy to be wrong. You still have to check it. You still have to work with it. It's actually going to be its own skill. Working with AI is its own skill. Learn it. So yes, it's a tool. and you use it where it's suited, and you don't where it's not. So if you have superficial writing, use it, but you always check it. You will still need someone to check it. You'll never be able to trust it. You just won't. It's a tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You got a couple minutes. So we can get a couple in here.
What's the most polite way to ask a casual friend if he wants to have sex with me?
Do you want to have sex with me?
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
If you want to lead into it, you can ask him, "Are you attracted to me?"
Yeah, but that even makes it more awkward. I just, really, to be honest, if that's your thing, just straight up kind of lay it on the line, because there's less lead up leads to less disappointment if there's a rejection.
Well,
so you just go, hey, you want to bang? And when there's a convenient and yeah.
I don't think this young lady's going to be saying bang.
Well, you know what I mean. Whatever her particular version of that phrase is, right? She'll have her own version for that. Hey, you want to come over and, what was it, 6 years ago, Netflix and chill or whatever? Don't know what that means. You may be surprised. And now, there's are people, let's be clear here, who are kind of dense to these kind of things and may not catch it if you're laying hints. See, which is the other problem.
Yeah, you're going to have to be direct.
You're going to have to make a sign, smack them upside the back of the head, I'm interested in getting naked with you, right? You're going to have to.
No, that's a good one.
Hey, yeah, hey, I'd like to see you naked. So that would work. Or another one would work. You want to see me naked? That's another good one. You could make it funny. That would work. Actually, that's probably the best one. Want to see me naked? That's a good one.
That's a very good one.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay. How do I make sure I don't do anything too embarrassing when I get drunk to have sex with my boyfriend?
Don't worry about it.
You won't remember.
You're not going to do anything you don't fundamentally want to do anyway, because that barrier never drops unless you're so drunk you don't know what's going on. And don't do that anyway. That's just, don't get that
drunk. Why are you getting that drunk?
To have sex with your boyfriend. There's a bigger question. But yeah, don't worry about it. What do you care? It's too embarrassing to have. Yeah, you're either thinking too much about it. There's inhibitions there that she uses alcohol to get over it with, right? And she still wants to control her inhibitions. Well, let the ship sail. That would be my suggestion.
Okay, here's a question for me.
Yeah. Hey, I'll ask you. Can orgasms get boring for women?
No. Next question.
Okay.
Would women find it weird if a guy really likes hairy women? No.
Well, some would, but a woman who leaves herself hairy wouldn't.
No. There's somebody out there who is of the same mind, my friend.
Yeah. Is it weird? It's only weird if you don't like hairy. Right? You all got your own things. Leave them alone. There's plenty of women out there who like to go el natural, and let the guys who like it like them. Why would you want to stop that? Go be themselves. Hurt nobody.
No. Not hurting anybody.
And ain't nothing new under the sun.
No. You'll find many websites that will cater to your liking.
We lived like that for most of humanity, so such as it is. All right, so we're out of here tonight. Thank you for joining us on whatever tonight was. It was a weird night. We'll just leave it at that. You want to, if you for some reason want to find more of us, you can find it at latenightLove.us, and you can send us questions or topic ideas or whatever you want at love@latenightLove.us. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. Good night, and please remember to love everybody.
Good night.